Call of Duty has officially revealed Modern Warfare 3, a direct sequel to 2022's game born out of a planned expansion. From the looks of it, Sledgehammer was originally working on a premium expansion for Modern Warfare 2, but after Activision swooped in and saw how hard player counts were falling, they decided to spin the project off into a brand new game with a bunch of gameplay adjustments in order to act as a soft reset for the multiplayer community. Will it work? I don't know. But that doesn't mean we can't at least be a little optimistic today on the channel. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Chaos here. We know Sledgehammer is going to be resorting to a lot of nostalgia in order to get the community's goodwill, and one of the best ways to do that is to give us maps we already know are great. I know. Since it's been heavily rumored that a ton of classic Modern Warfare 2 and 3 maps are returning, now's the time. I want to give it another shot with a new COD engine. So you let me know which classic COD maps you want to see return later this year. We're going to go over maps that Modern Warfare 3 needs to bring back. Quarry. Now, this is one of the most recognizable maps from Modern Warfare 2, and honestly, I'm amazed that it worked as well as it did. It's full of high ground power positions and ridiculous sightlines, and yet somehow it didn't play slow. Maybe it was the fact that you could see the other side of the map from pretty much anywhere, but despite this map having a million hiding spots, it actually flowed pretty well. I have some of my best memories on Modern Warfare 2 going for AC-130s and chopper gunners while sneaking from catwalk to catwalk, occasionally ducking through the middle of the map as a shortcut to the enemy team spawn. Now, Quarry is the kind of map that would probably play horribly with the mechanics of 2022's Modern Warfare 2, but if Sledge is fixing those, bring it back. Plus, imagine it on a new COD engine. At number 9, Wasteland. This may be a hot take because Wasteland is often called one of the worst maps of the COD Golden Age, and I certainly have talked crap about it in the past. However, I think it could actually benefit from a remake. I don't think it would be nearly as bad as a lot of people think. It was widely hated back in Modern Warfare 2 because of how slow-paced it could be due to the abundance of sniper lines and the total lack of cover. If you didn't hold the center bunker, you were getting sniped over and over. But in a modern COD game with the modern Sentinel mechanics, Wasteland may actually be better than before because, let's be honest, a modern COD camper would never be able to succeed here because they wouldn't have any good hiding spots, and if they tried to sit in a corner, they would get sniped. So even though Wasteland wasn't much of a fan favorite then, I think it could work. I do. At number 8, Trailer Park. How many of you did not play this map? It was a DLC map in the original MW2 that a lot of people, they never got the chance to play it because it was never remade. But those of you who did get to play on it are probably itching to play it again. It was a super unique map that was set in a vehicle disposal yard with a ton of tight corridors, flanking routes, and ridiculous shotgun battles. It turned into complete chaos in the best way possible. If you weren't good at close quarter combat, then you were going to have a really bad time on the map, but it was fun. The fact that it was DLC makes me a little uncertain if Sledgehammer is going to remake it, but I'm kind of hoping they remember that it exists because it was an all-time DLC map. It really, really was. At number 7, Invasion. When you think of COD maps set in the middle of cities, a lot of you probably think of Invasion. You would be right. As you probably remember, Invasion actually appeared in Modern Warfare 2019 as an Easter egg, but it was never made playable for some reason. It was actually supposed to be a DLC map in COD 4, but it ended up being pushed back to being a launch map for the sequel when it became a fan favorite. Relatively big map, 6v6. I mean, for 6v6 it was, but it did have good flow. There was placement of various buildings and courtyards, and like many classic COD maps, it was full of Easter eggs. Newspapers talking about the Nuke from COD 4's campaign, the posters displaying one of the COD 4 villains. It was a great map, and I know a lot of old school players would love to see it come back, especially since it was apparently already rendered and remade. We just didn't get it. At number 6, Mission. Mission appeared in the original Modern Warfare 3. It's one of those maps that everybody remembers, everybody enjoyed it, but still never managed to get a remake for some reason. You probably remember Mission as the map with the giant hill in the middle where some of the crazy showdowns took place, and that was part of the reason people loved it. The firefights that took place on that hill in the middle section of the B flag, they were ridiculously dumb. You could always count on at least one person lurking with a shotgun, and at least one person camping the outer lane with a sniper or an ACR. It was fun. Like I said, it never came back after the original Modern Warfare 3, so why not bring it back now? I think the modern COD community would actually get a kick out of it. At number 5, Village. This is one of the bigger maps in the original MW3 that also never got a remake, and I think if we're on the remake binge, why not this one? It's actually a while where people thought it was going to be brought into Modern Warfare 2019, but those rumors ended up being false. The community kind of just forgot about it. Village was a great example of how to do a 3-lane map on a large scale because even though it was huge, it still flowed really well. Never took long to get back into the action, even in 6v6. Plus, it played excellent 9v9. Make it happen, Sledge. It was a hit in the last Modern Warfare 3, so why not bring it back to this one for good measure? If Modern COD insists on having huge maps, which they do, bring one back that people would probably enjoy. And who remembers the Lost Hatch Easter egg on this map? At number 4, Favela. If Sledgehammer decides to remake a bunch of classic Modern Warfare 2 maps for this game, which is the going rumor, bet your money the Favela will be on that list. It's one of the most iconic maps in the entire sub-series. It was a very dense map, and while there was a decent amount of camping that went on, it was never too slow-paced because all of the potential flanking routes. Plus, this was one of the few COD maps back in the day where you could actually get on the roofs of the buildings and jump from rooftop to rooftop and rain fire down on your enemy. Yes, with modern COD communities having a lot of sentinels, there would probably be a lot of people sitting in bathrooms with claymores if it was brought to Modern Warfare 3, but I think it could still be a fun map to have in the mix. And it's not like there weren't ways to counter the campers back in the day. It was a good example of a map where camping was a powerful strategy, but it wasn't always the best strategy. And that's kind of what the series needs more in 2023. At number 3, High Rise, one of the most iconic FPS maps ever. It was one of the most beloved Modern Warfare 2 maps back in the day. The layout, the abundance of secrets. Not only were there cheesy flanking routes, including some underground ones that would put you right behind the enemy team spawn, there was even a way to get to the top of the map. Essentially become invincible if you had attack inserts. I mean, although it was virtually impossible to pull off in public matches because of how exposed you were, but yeah. High Rise had so many patches of high ground where you could go for the most ridiculous trick shots and sniper clips imaginable. And if you weren't good at long-range combat, that's okay. You were going to have a bad time here, but that's part of the appeal. The cross-map duels from building to building, the standoffs you would get into with people camping by the helicopter, you know, it was iconic. I think it's coming back. I really, really do. At number 2, Scrapyard. Launch map, classic Modern Warfare 2. Actually returned multiple times in Modern Warfare 2019. It was a DLC map for the multiplayer, it was part of one of the Ground War maps, and it was part of the original Warzone map. But despite Scrapyard appearing 3 times in the first rebooted Modern Warfare game, we now have leaks to suggest that it could be a launch map in Modern Warfare 3, and I'm okay with it. The 2019 version of the map was kind of ruined by the spawn engine of that game, but if Sledgehammer is going to correct Infinity Ward's mistakes with MW3, I would welcome Scrapyard back with open arms. And at number 1, no shocker here, Terminal. It's already been leaked for Modern Warfare 3. I'm ready. Actually kind of surprised it took this long for the rebooted Modern Warfare series to remake this map, but I know you guys are ready to revisit it. I've called this map the best map in COD history several times in previous list videos, and while there's always people who disagree with me, I still think it's a top contender for the title. In my opinion, Terminal is the quintessential Modern Warfare map, and it truly has everything you could want. Close range areas, long range areas, high ground, low ground, flanking routes. It's big enough to avoid dangerous spawns, while also being small enough that you're always close to the action. It's all but confirmed to be a launch map in MW3, and if you're not excited about anything else in this game, get excited for this. As long as there aren't any weird changes made to the map, I think this could be a great time. Let me know 2 maps that I did not mention that you want to see in Modern Warfare 3, and I'll see you guys soon.